Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on another video. Today we're going to go over my September debt update. These are our starting numbers for September, and by the thumbnail or the title of this video, you can already, deduce, I guess, that I did take a withdrawal from my 401k to eliminate some of our credit card debt. So I know I read you guys' comments, and a lot of you were saying, don't do it because of the penalties and things like that. I did look into doing a loan, and it would have been 8% for the interest rate, and the payment would have been $200, and I could only get $11,000, I think it was, on a loan. So this debt here, the ViStar, is under that, but it's 0%, so it didn't make any sense to me to withdraw $11,000 to pay off a debt that I have a 0% on. So I just went ahead and did a withdrawal. I had them take 10% for the taxes, and then we'll just see what it ends up looking like when we do our taxes, because that will be like income into, it will increase our annual income. So we are planning to make a withdrawal from Brian's 401k also to pay off some credit card debt. I don't think we will pay it all off. That's just not what we agreed to do. I took enough out to pay off one card, and then I think Brian's going to withdraw like $8,000 to help pay down a second card, but we'll still have the third card that we will have to work on. So just FYI, it's what you're going to see for like this month and next month. Like, it's just what we needed to do to get some of this debt off of us. So I don't regret it, but I do regret getting into all of this credit card debt. So if I could turn back time, I would definitely not charge the things that we charged when we moved to this house. So $77,000 worth of credit card debt is a lot of freaking credit card debt. So I regret charging up my credit card so much. I don't regret withdrawing from my 401k. Like I said, I read you guys' comments, and one of the comments said, not to be grim, but 25 years from now isn't guaranteed. And I was like, no truer statement in my comments. Like, yeah, there's going to be a penalty with my taxes or whatever, but worrying about 25 years from now, when 25 years from now may never come, is not what I want to do. So I want to get all of our debt, aside from maybe our mortgage and our solar panels, paid off as quickly as possible. I want to save money. I want to, enjoy things. I want my kids to be able to get in sports. I want, all the things that we all want. I want the best for us. So Brian did end up contributing 4% to his 401k, even though his raise was like 3.5 or 3.8% or something. He did turn his 401k contribution on for 4%. His company matches 4%. Mine is currently at 1%. My company matches 1%, and then 0.5% for every percent that I do after that. So, we'll just be starting from here. Like, starting from here going forward, we have less debt. We have more money to put towards debt. We have more money to save, more money to do the fun things with, and we're able to contribute to our 401ks. So I appreciate everyone's input regarding, me withdrawing from my 401k and everything like that. I didn't show you guys, but I did go back to the Vertex 42 and erase like the debt we paid off with my 401k withdrawal, and it lessens our debt payoff by like 5 years. it reduces our debt payoff by 5 years to get rid of this debt. So how many years will it take to rebuild that in my 401k? I don't know. But like I said, I'm not worried about 25 years from now right now. I'm just worried about like the next 10 years. Because once all of this is taken care of, we can contribute 15% of our income to our 401k. Even having a 401k, I think everybody, well, I can't say everybody, a lot of people just want to do better than their parents did. My mom didn't have a 401k. She lives off of Social Security and like a small retirement she gets from the company that she worked at. I think her income per month is less than $2,000. So she didn't know anything about a 401k. She didn't know what it was or why she needed it or anything like that. So learning these money lessons and just trying to do better than the people before you did, at least that feels good. Like we know what we need to be teaching our kids and how money lessons that need to happen and how they impact your life, so that they can do better than we did. Like we might not retire with $1 million, but Lord willing, we'll retire with no mortgage, no debt, and able to live comfortably and enjoy our lives without relying on Social Security, because it probably won't be around. And then our kids will, do even better than we did, because they'll learn from our mistakes, learn from us teaching them, learn from whatever resources are out there when they're old enough to start investing and going to work, if that's YouTube or some other platform. But anyways, I've talked long enough. Let's go ahead and get into the debt update. I apologize if you guys hear my desk squeaking. I got my bigger desk back from Bryson and gave him his little desk, so I have a lot more room now. But it seems like every time I touch the desk, it squeaks, and I can hear it squeaking, and I'm not sure if you guys can. So if you can, I apologize for that. And if I sound winded, I just got done cleaning up the kitchen. It's my day off, so I am winded. All right, so our ViStar credit card, this is at 0% currently through May 2026. Our previous balance was $10,054. We paid $224 because the month of August, we paid it twice, just because August was a magic month for us. It's 0%, like I said, so we didn't accrue any interest, and our ending balance is $9,830. Our Avon card started out at $16,305.23. This one was at 13.5%. We did a balance transfer on this card to a card that has 2% interest. So including the payments we made, cashback we applied, and the check we initiated for the balance transfer, we paid $16,486.28. And we were charged $205.47 in interest. And our new balance on this card is $24.42. All right, our Navy Federal card, this one was at 16.5%. The previous balance was $14,081.22. This is the one that I paid off with my withdrawal from my 401k. I got $13,500, I think, was the payment or the amount that I withdrew or got that went towards this. And then we made some payments ourselves toward this card. So we paid $14,052 to this card. We were charged $98.27 in interest. So our new balance on this card is $127.49. So obviously we are planning to pay these both off in the month of September so that we don't have a balance on either one of these. We paid this one off because it was at 16.5%. It was the highest debt interest rate that we had at the time. Now that this one's 0 and this one's at 2%. So we balance transferred the Avon card to Navy Federal. We have, this is like a blue card we have, and this is the green card. So the previous balance on this green card was 0. We did a balance transfer to it. There were no payments. We were charged $11.45 in interest because the interest on a balance transfer happens like immediately. So the balance for this card is now $16,161.45. And a new debt that we have is medical bills. If I could go back in time again, I would have not switched my health insurance plan to the high deductible plan. We did meet our deductible, but we also had a lot of going to the doctor that we didn't have last year that I couldn't have anticipated when we did this. So Bryson was pretty sick for a while, and we were going to the doctor a lot for him. I took Carter to the emergency room over the summer because he was sick, and neither of those things happened last year. So, but you know, we accrued or incurred a medical bill for them. So we owe $3,678 for, that's not where it should go. We didn't make any payments. This is like what we owe the hospital where we took Carter to the emergency room. And the other thing is his heart work. So like every year they do an ultrasound of his heart, and I guess the way they code the ultrasound is not something my insurance will pay for. I did get them to like waive it for a one-time exception, which reduced our bill, but we still ended up owing like $1,800 for the rest of his appointment with like the EKG and all that stuff. So this is like his heart, like it's his annual heart appointment and a emergency room bill. And then Bryson has a couple of bills that he has from like his primary care doctor and things like that. So guess this should be, the new balance is $3,678 between all of those bills. So I guess this should go right here too, right? $3,678 in charges. So maybe I should change this to this too. I don't know. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, this part doesn't matter. We're just worried about the ending balance. So our previous balance for all of this was $40,440.45. We paid $30,762.28. And then our ending balance is $29,821.36. So we did drop our total owed by like $10,000, considering we added a medical bill. Again, this is the second time in our debt payoff journey that we've added a medical bill. So our like starting debt was $77,224.84. That's what it was in November 2022 when we started paying off our credit card debt. And now we are at 29,821.36. So that's a difference of $47,403.48. So we've paid off 61% of our debt at this time. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so we can go over the trackers. Sorry, I'm trying to get my ish together. Okay, this is stuff we've already paid off. All right, so this is the ViStar card, and right now we owe $98.30. So that means we can color one line on this. This will be the card that we work on paying off when Brian gets the distribution from his 401k, since the 0% ends in May of next year. We just don't want to take the risk of not being able to get it paid off fast enough and start accumulating interest in like the 20%. So we're going to pay this one down as much as we can and then try and get it completely paid off by May of next year. All right, this is the Navy Federal card. So this is the one that we paid off with the distribution. So we owe $127.49 now. And each one of these blocks is $145.10. So we can color in almost this whole tracker. I guess I'll just leave one box not colored in, and then I'll speed it up. One little bubble right there that needs to be colored in for the last payment. This is for the Avon card, which is now transferred to a different Navy Federal card. It started out $16,733.38, and now we owe well, first let me add this together. We owe $16,161.45 on the balance transfer card, and then we owe $24.42 left on the Avon. So that's $16,185.87. I'm going to subtract that from $16,33.38. So we've paid off $547.51, and each block is $167.33. So that's 3.27 spaces. So we can color in one more. All right, this is the tracker that I made on Canva for the medical bill. We did try and get some financial assistance from the hospital for our medical bills, and they wanted like our, what do you call it, our tax paperwork from last year, copies of our bank statements, both savings and checking, just all kinds of invasive stuff to like give us a couple $100 off the bill. So we decided not to do that. We're just going to pay them what we owe. They did give us a like payment plan for 36 months at 0%. So it's going to be a little less than $100 a month, I believe it is. Well, this is, like I said, this is the hospital bills plus like other little bills. It all adds up to that. But I think the payment is like $92 or $94 for the actual hospital bill. So it's called like care payment. It's not care credit, it's like care payment or something. So they pay off the hospital and then we pay them. And it's, like I said, 36 months, 0% interest. So we'll have a payment of about $100, and I anticipate that starting in October. This is just a tracker that I made to keep track of it. So each one of these little icons is $36.78. So in October, hopefully we'll be seeing some progress with that. All right, last but not least is our debt-free land. As I said when I went over the numbers, we're now at 61%, which I already came in here and counted to see where we would need to go. So that is this spot here. So we're gonna go ahead and color in all of this. And we were hoping to get to 50% by September 25, but at that time I definitely wasn't thinking about doing a withdrawal from my 401k. So now that we've decided to do this, I will probably start sharing our other debt in January. So our 2 car loans and my student loan balance. That'll be like our second phase of debt payoff. So we'll have the medical bill, whatever remains on the ViStar card, and the Navy Federal Balance Transfer card, and then my student loan and our auto loans. Did I say the medical bill? And also the medical bill. So I'm not sure, aside from the credit cards, what we're going to tackle after we pay off the credit cards, because the hospital bill is 0% until we pay it off, in the 36 months. So there's no real hurry to pay it off, I guess, unless we want to get that $100 back into our budget. Maybe we'll see what happens after tax time. Like if we end up owing, then we'll probably slow roll it. If we end up getting a refund, we'll probably put that on it just to get rid of that $100 bill every month. So I haven't put too much thought into it as of right now. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for your ongoing support and cheering us on. I know you guys want to see us win. You want the best for us. So I really appreciate, like I said, your support here. So I hope you guys are having a good start of the month. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up on your way out and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in my next one. Bye.